my dear students, welcome to Sri Basava Public School. So, in the EVS subject, today we will discuss the new chapter or new unit is aquatic life from unit flora and fauna. Let's you see unit 2 flora and fauna, sub unit number is 9 aquatic life. Okay, welcome my dear students. Let's we start the detail about aquatic life. All living things are adapted to live in their specific habitats. So, all living things, plants and animals and microorganisms are adapted to live in their specific habitat. So, the human being habitat is land or terrestrial, and other animals are living on the terrestrial, means on the land, plants also growing on the land, and others creatures or other living organisms living in the water, they are called aquatic animals, and the habitat is aquatic means water. Let us see how the body structure of plants and animals that live in water are modified to suit the aquatic life. All these points today we will discuss. Here, aqua is a Latin word meaning water. Aqua means what here? Water. So, this word derived from the Latin. Aquatic means here existing in water, or the organism which is living in the water. So, those living organisms are called aquatic living organism or living things. Okay. So, now we can discuss about the aquatic plants. Which plants? Aquatic plants. Aquatic plants survive in two main habitats. Those are the saline and fresh water. So, in the water we are seeing that two types are there, saline and fresh water. So, saline means salt content of water, examples are the seas and oceans are the saline water. So, fresh water is nothing but, so those are the river, streams, banks, lakes, ponds, these are the examples of fresh water. So, now you see these plants are subjected to a lot of adverse condition like frequent flooding, strong winds, constant water movement and unstable soil condition. So, added to this the salt water, plants have to also endure high concentration of the salt. So, in the saline we can see that more salt content water is there, even though we can see in the saline water the plants and animals are living. And next in the fresh water also we are observed that here in the rivers, streams, banks, lakes and ponds. So, here also we are seeing the living organisms like plants and animals are living. So, here aquatic plants of three kinds are there. Aquatic plants are classified into three types. Those are the floating plants, fixed plants, submerged or under water plants. So, now first we are discuss floating plants. In the figure you are observing that three pictures are there. These are the floating plants. These are the floating plants. So, those are, first one is, so now I click here, observe water hyacinth. This is the first plant, water hyacinth in the figure, and the second figure is water lettuce, and the third one is duckweed. So, these are floating plants are found freely floating on water. They are not attached to any surface. They are floating on the surface of the water. The stalk of water hyacinth are swollen. Swollen means you know that bulge and filled with the air cavity. That is why here floating. So this makes the plant very light and fit for floating. So which one is filled by air? So in the water, those things are floating on the water. Here example, water hyacinth, this plant is filled by air cavity and become very light and fit for floating. And next one is duckweed is one of the smallest flowering plants in the world. It floats easily because of its size. So its roots take their food from water. So here in the duckweed, so that is very small, and the next floating in the water, it is a flowering plant in the world, and the roots take their food from the water. So these are the examples of floating plants. Those are the water hyacinth, water lettuce, duckweed. So you may understood, I think so. Okay. Next point. Here fixed plants are there. Second aquatic plant is fixed plants. Examples are the lotus and water lily. They have their roots fixed to, okay. So here their roots fixed to the soil at the bottom of the pond. Their stems are long, slender and filled with cavities. Means these stems are long are there and filled with air cavity, and also it is a slender filled with the air cavity. The stems are flexible. This is the very important. So this allows them to bend with the current of water. Means flowing of water is called current of water. So even though the flowing is very fast in the water, so they can be flexible, they do not changes the places. So without getting the damage, so they will not get the damage in the current of water. These are specially type of the aquatic plants because they are fixed plants. The stems are long, slender and filled with the air cavity. Is it clear? Okay, fine. Next, third aquatic plant is submerged or underwater plants. Examples are the hydrilla, okay, Vallisneria, tape grass. So one more point we left in the fixed plant. So that is you know, the leaves of these plants are broad. You are observing that lotus leaves, and thin, so they float easily on water. They are also coated with the wax. So they are growing in the water, they will not decompose because the leaves of these plants are covered by or coated with wax, and which prevent them from the decaying as they are half immersed in the water. The leaves are half immersed in the water. The stomata are only on the upper surface of the leaves. They can be exchanging the gases, carbon dioxide and oxygen, and oxygen and carbon dioxide. Stomata is a very important cells or tiny pores in the upper surface of these leaves. So next you can see here submerged or underwater plants. Examples are the hydrilla, Vallisneria, tape grass. Okay. So these are remain completely underwater. Their roots are fixed to the soil at the bottom of the pond. They have narrow, thin leaves which allow the water to pass through. The leaves have no stomata because these are deep or under completely water. Understood? The stems are flexible and filled with air spaces. The plants breathe through the body surface. They use carbon dioxide, released by aquatic animals to produce the food, because these are green in color and having the chlorophyll, preparing their own food, okay, and release oxygen in the process. This help in the cleaning of water and making it fit for aquatic animals. Okay. Here we sometimes find plants at the edge of the lakes, ponds or river. Like, what are those? Yes, bulrushes and papyrus. These are the two types of the plants growing edge of the lake, pond or river. So these have very strong root system which grip the soil firmly, so the plants do not get washed away by the water. Okay. So have you seen these plants in the edge of the pond, lake and river? Okay. Those are the bulrushes and papyrus. So next, here the Egyptian made strips of the stems of papyrus plants and laid them in stems. So these were then placed under pressure. As a result, the strips joined each other into loose structures, porous white paper. So like this they are we are seeing in the papyrus. This papyrus is growing in which country? Egyptian country. The papyrus plant grows in the valley of the river Nile in Egypt. So its stem can be grow as a tall as 3 meters. Okay, you are observing the pictures. Okay, clear? Fine. So next one is which point? In the aquatic animals only. Here the man who is diving in the water to study of the world in the water, we can see in the sea and the ocean. The person is using some equipments of diver or to the water. So those are the mask, harpoon, aqualung, flipper, wetsuit. So these are the equipments of diver. So each piece of equipment used by the diver help him when he is under water. So aquatic animals have these features built into their own bodies. So here these are the very important aspect and things diver is using. So clear for study purpose. So here you see, next we are seeing that the sea is the world's biggest habitat. Okay, the sea is the world's biggest habitat. The number and variety of creatures that live in the sea is amazing, very amazing. We can see that a number of variety creatures are living in the sea. So we can say that it is amazing. Though most of them live near the sunlit surface and in waters near the coast. There is a life even on the seabed and ocean floor. In fact, so scientists are still discovering new marine creatures in the seas and oceans. So here we can see different kinds of fish are there: ducks, crabs, turtles, dolphins, seals and whales live in water. So the remaining points we will discuss in the next class. Students, see properly, and whatever you have doubt you may call. So thank you my dear students. Sharanu Sharanarthigalu.